Okay, guys, so let's start. So we were let's discuss it again. So, guys, before we move ahead, I just wanted to brush it up. Okay, guys. So here we have it, everyone. The Azure Databricks. That means what? The Databricks, we are using it for Azure. So hence, this is called as a Azure Databricks. Okay. So Databricks is what? Databricks is nothing but it provides the Spark cluster where it processes the data 100 times faster than as usual. Okay. So whereas when it comes to this, okay, what is a Spark cluster? How does it works? Everything we'll see in the due course of time. Okay, guys. So we have what's it? The Azure Databricks. So the Azure Databricks is nothing but, as I said, that the Databricks is used by the Azure here. So hence this is called as what? Azure Databricks. So Azure is the name used by the Microsoft, okay, to market their cloud services. And we are using what? Databricks for the cloud service. So hence we can say what? Azure Databricks is nothing but one of the cloud service. It is one of the cloud service. Apart from this, we have sorry, many more, but this is one of the service that is called as what? Cloud service. That is called as what? Azure Databricks. Sorry. Azure Databricks is a cloud service, guys. Azure Databricks is a cloud service. Azure Databricks is a cloud service which is provided in order to perform the following task. What is that? The first one we can say it as what, guys? Data migration. Then we have the data integration. Then, guys, we have the data summarization. Okay, so these are the tasks we can perform it, okay, by using the Azure data. That is Azure. That is the name of Databricks. Azure Databricks. So, as in the previous sessions, already we have seen what is data migration, what is data integration, and what is data summarization. Wherein broadly today I will tell you these are all the process. These are all what is it? Process of sorry, guys. These are all the process of accumulation of the data. Okay, guys, these are all the process of what? Accumulation of the data. So the data can be accumulated or gathered. Okay, guys, the data can be accumulated or gathered by all these, by the virtue of all these tasks here. What is the data migration, data integration, and the data summarization? The next one, what is basically the data is? So I'm just brushing up once before we move on the topic here. Okay, so data. So my guys, already we have discussed what is the data. Data is nothing but what? Information. So the whole business works on the whole business or the whole process, guys, works on the data that is called as information. Where the data or the information, guys, where the data or the information is nothing but what? The data or the information is nothing but what, guys? Everyone, the data or the information is nothing but what? We get it from the business. So this is nothing but the backbone of the business, guys. Okay, that is the data is nothing but the backbone of the business. So we get the data from the business. So what are the type of business we can have, guys? We can have many type of business, but I'm just listing some of it. So we get the data from the social networking sites. We get the data from the social networking sites. And then we get the data from the, yes, guys, we get the data from the live streaming process. And we can also have the machine and human generated data. Okay, we can also have the machine and the human generated data, and we can also get the data from the IoT sensors. So these are all the various sources of getting the data, guys, everyone. These are all the various sources of getting the data. So we can say, guys, we can get the data from the all these sources of data. So when we talk about the all these sources, these sources generates, everyone, these sources generates the data. What kind of data it is? It is called as a big data, guys. It is called as what? Big data. So big data means what, guys? The massive volume of the data, the huge volume of the data, the massive volume of the data, or the huge volume of the data is referred as, what is that? Is referred as big data, guys. Is referred as big data. As already we have discussed, what are the types of data you have with big data? The big data is classified into three categories. Yes, am I right, everyone? So here we have what's it? Three, guys. What are the three types of categories that big data is classified or divided into? What is that? The first one is what, guys, everyone? The first one is called as the structured data. And the second one is called as what, guys? Semi-structured data. And the third one is called as what? Unstructured data. So guys, these are the three categories of data we have it. What is that? The data is classified. The data, whatever is gathered from these, that is nothing but businesses, is classified or divided into three categories. What is that? Structured data, semi-structured data, and the unstructured data. So when we talk about the structured data, guys, structured data means what? The structured data is a data where, guys, the structured data is a data where the data is recorded in the form of what? Table. So guys, already we have discussed it. A table is a collection of what? Rows and columns. Rows and columns. A table is a collection of what? Yes, guys, everyone. The table is the collection of what? Rows and columns. So guys, structured data is nothing but the data which is, guys, the data which is, what is it? Structured data is nothing but the data which is generated in the form of a table. What is that? A table is nothing but it's a collection of what? Rows and columns. A table is a collection of what, guys, everyone? Rows and columns. Oh, so a table, that is nothing but a table, that structured data is nothing but it's a data which is kept in the form of a table, which is nothing but in the form of a rows and columns. Where you have the next one. What is it, guys? You have the next one as a semi-structured data. So the semi-structured data means what? The semi-structured data is a data where the data is recorded in the form of a JSON or XML format, or else we can say HTML format. The data which is recorded in the form of what? JSON, HTML or XML. JSON stands for what? JavaScript object notation files. Okay, XML stands for what? Exponential markup language, and stands for markup language. So all this we have discussed it in the previous session, guys. So just I can say, guys, this is called as a semi-structured data. And what is my unstructured data, guys? Obviously you know the unstructured data. So unstructured data is nothing but what? The data which does not follows any structure, such as the photos you have in your mobile phone. Yes, guys, the photos and the videos, and then you have the chat trees, and then you have what's that? Voice notes. Yes, guys, voice notes, everything. This all comes under what's that? Unstructured data. Whereas, guys, the that is nothing but the ratio of receiving this data. We get 20% of the data only in the structured or in the semi-structured format, guys. Always we receive what is it? 20% of the data, guys. Always we receive what? 20% of the data in the structured or the semi-structured format. We receive only what's it? 20% of the data in the structured or the semi-structured format. Whereas, guys, everyone, 80% of the data, guys, everyone, 80% of the data, everyone, 80% of the data, guys, 80% of the data we receive it in what? Yes, guys, 80% of the data we received in unstructured format. So as a data engineer, it will be our job. Yes, guys, it will be our job to convert this, what is that? Unstructured data to semi-structured and semi-structured data to the structured. Okay. So as a data engineer, we will be doing this task of conversion of the data from the structure, unstructured to semi-structured, and structured to the structured, guys. Okay, this is the for pattern of working for a data engineer. Okay, guys. Wherein, guys, when it comes to the this kind of a data, where do we store actually? So we store, guys, everyone, we store this kind of a data in the Azure storage. Yes, what? We store this kind of a data in what's it, guys? Azure storages. We store this kind of a data in the Azure storages. 1 minute, guys. So this kind of a data, we store it into the Azure storages. We store this data into what's that? Azure storages. We store this kind of data in the Azure storages. That means the Azure storages can store 90 plus of, okay, 90 plus of storages we have it in Azure, wherein this storages can be accessed by, or this storages or these storages can be used by any of the service. What is that? Whether you have the ADF, or you have the ADB, or you have the Synapse, any service can use this, guys. It is common for all. It's common for all. But here we are going to use the storages for what? For the service called ADB. Sorry guys, got disconnected due to some network issue. Okay. So guys, hope I'm audible now. So guys, can you see here? These storages, what is it? These storages are common for all. That is ADF, ADB, Synapse, or any other service. But here we are using these storages for what? ADB. That is called as what? Azure Databricks. We are using it for what? Azure Databricks. Okay. Azure Databricks. We are using it for what? Azure Databricks. So now, guys, what are the storages and what is the capacity of each storage? Let us see here. As I said that we have 90 plus storages, guys. As I said that we have what's that? 90 plus storages are there, guys. What is the capacity of each storage? Let's try to discuss it. The first one is called as what? Structured. That is the first one is called as what? Azure Blob Storage. So when we talk about the Azure Blob Storage, guys, everyone, when we talk about the the Azure Blob Storage can store any kind of a data. That means what? With it can store, or it has a capacity to store the structured data, guys. It has the capacity to store the structured data, comma, it can store the unsemi-structured data, comma, it can store the unstructured data as well. Guys, so it has the capacity to store what's that? Any kind of a data. That is nothing but it can store the structured, semi-structured, and as well as the unstructured data. Any data it can store, guys. But there is a drawback. What is the drawback? You can store any kind of a data, but everyone, we can store any kind of a data, but whereas this data storage is called as what? Limited storage. That means what? Yes, guys, limited storage represents what? It can store up to a limited extent. What is that extent? That extent is 500 TB. We cannot store the data more than 500 TB into the, yes, guys, more than 500 TB into the we cannot store the data more than 500 TB. We cannot store the data more than 500 TB into the Azure storage. If you have the data more than that, then we have, what is it, guys? Everyone, we have the another storage that is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Gen 1 is there, but now it's not there, guys. Why? Because of some reason, the there is the Azure has retired the same. Azure Data Lake Gen 1 is retired now, so we need not worry on this. But in replacement of the Gen 1, they have introduced one more storage that is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2, where, guys, this can store any kind of a data. That means what? You can store, guys, any kind of a structured, semi-structured, or you have, what is it, unstructured, any kind of a data, guys. Any kind of a data you can store it here, structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. But whereas here we can store in what, guys? Everyone, we can store the data in any form of structured, semi-structured, and as well as the unstructured. But it is called as what? Unlimited storage. That means no limit for storing the data. No limit for storing the data. And especially, it stores the data in a sorry, I got disconnected. So, guys, it stores the data in what? Everyone, distributed file format. Distributed file format. That we call it as what? DFS format, guys. Okay. That we call it as what? DFS format, everyone. Just I'm sharing the screen.
It is similar to Hadoop. HDFS.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. The same. That is something called as what? Distributed file system. Distributed file system. Okay. Again, what is that? You have it, the fourth storage. Yes, exactly. The fourth storage. We have it as what? Azure SQL database. That means what? The Azure SQL database. So now, guys, generally on the on-premises system, we use the SQL server. Am I right? On the on-premises system, we use what? SQL server. But the same SQL server is here, it is as what, everyone? The SQL server, here it is called as what? Azure SQL database. And when you say it is a database, means by default, it can store only one kind of data, that is called structured data. Limit based on the requirement, you can buy the limit here. Okay, you can use it for GBs, you can use it for TBs, or whatever PIBs, that is in petabytes data, whatever the volume, you have to pay the cost and buy it separately for the storage capacity. And there is no limitation for the same, guys. Okay, then the fifth one, guys, you have it as what? Azure, yes, guys, Azure Cosmos DB. So, guys, Cosmos DB is what? Basically, this is called as what? No SQL database. It is called as what? No SQL database. As this is the no SQL database, guys, there will be no SQL rules to use the same. There will be no SQL rules to use the same, guys. So hence, guys, hence what we can say, guys, there is no rules for the same. So hence we can store the structured and the semi-structured data here. Hence, we can store what? Structured and the semi-structured data. Hence, we can store what? Structured and the semi-structured data. There is some network issue, guys. That's the reason it's disconnected. Okay. So everyone, so we can store what's it? Azure Cosmos DB. That means what? Here you can store semi-structured data and the structured data, but unstructured we cannot store it into the Cosmos DB. So as it is a no SQL database, that means we are not going to use the SQL on this. But Azure SQL database is SQL is used here. So hence we can store only the structured data, guys. So okay. So the next one, guys, what is that you have? The sixth one I can say, guys. Azure Elastic Pools. So Elastic Pool means what, guys? Here Elastic Pool is nothing but the group of databases is recorded in the Elastic Pool. Everyone. The group of databases will be recorded into the Elastic Pool, such as you have the same. Yeah. Okay, guys, you have the sales database, then you have the entry database. Inventory database, then you have the production database. So various databases will be recorded at least that is called as what? Azure Elastic. That means the group of databases can be recorded at a place which is called as what? Azure Elastic Pool. In the same way, guys, the seventh storage, you have it as what, guys, everyone? Azure, yes, guys, Azure Synapse Analytics. So Azure Synapse Analytics is what basically? The Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but it can store only the structure. Why I'll tell you? Because this is called as the data warehouse of Azure. This is called as what, guys, everyone? Data, everyone. This is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure.
Data warehouse of Azure.
So guys, that means Azure. Yeah. So Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but it is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure, wherein the data warehouse of that is nothing but Azure is nothing but this is the it is the final layer of the data, guys, where data is placed. It is the final layer of the data. The data is placed here. Okay, guys, wherein the data is placed. So hence only the structured data is supported in the Azure Synapse Analytics mostly, guys. Okay. So then next, apart from this, guys, we have the eighth storage. Okay, that is called what? Azure. Sorry, guys. So some network distribution, it's getting disconnected. Okay. So guys, here you can say what? Azure virtual machine. Okay, what's it? Azure on-prem virtual machine, you can say. In other words, you can say, what's it? On-premises virtual machine. Azure on-prem or on-premise virtual machine. So guys, as you have the on-premise virtual machine, mostly it's the structured data only. Mostly it stores the structured data because we install the parallel databases, etc. So whereas, guys, these are the some of the storages which we can discuss it. But as I told you that here you have 90 plus storage. How to see the 90 plus storages? Let's try to go ahead and see this, guys. So I'm just taking you to the storages. So how to go? So for that, first of all, everyone, just to do one thing, use it here as a Azure.com. First one which you have here, go to the Azure.com. Go to the Azure.com, guys, everyone. Go to the Azure.com and from the Azure.com, everyone. So here it will ask you for your all details such as your mail ID, okay, your address, your PIN code, your debit and credit. performing you, that is a new 2 rupees from you. And finally, once all the details are given, it will reroute back to the portal.azure.com. What's that, guys? It will take you back to the paper page called what? Portal.azure.com. So this is the page where we are going to work finally on. Okay. So finally, so this is the page where we are going to work. That is for portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. So we'll start up now. The process here, guys, everyone, can you see here? I'm just taking you to my web page. Everyone have a look on this, the web page. Here you have it. So first of all, type here azure.com. Azure.com. Everyone. Yes, guys, everyone. So this is a page called what? Azure.com. Wherein can you see here? Everyone, wherein you can see here, guys. Can you see it? You just this get with Azure. Click on the get started with Azure. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. So here you also get started with Azure. You can click on the start or try Azure for free. So free means what? It will give 15,000 credits, guys, which is adjusted in the due course of time. And it will be 1 month free subscription. You'll get it 2 rupees back. Everything will you get it back. Okay. Simply click on try Azure for free. And once you click on the try Azure for free, it will ask you all the details. So mine already the details are entered. So it may just directly take me to the sign in page. For you, it will ask you all the details. Just enter all the details. That is your name, PAN card, and okay, that is nothing but debit or credit card information. Everything you can use it. Either you can use the debit card or you can use the credit card.
Okay.
So sorry guys, this issue. So here you have it. You have it here. This is the portal where we are going to work on. So finally, it will drive you to this page. Now, finally, we'll be reaching out to this page, guys. What is it? This is called as a portal.azure.com. This page
Screen
is
not
called
shared.
what? Portal.azure.com. Yeah, I've already shared it. It's coming up.
For
No.
my screen is not also.
Just 1 minute. The network has come down. I don't know the issue. Just 1 minute.
Due to rains maybe.
Yeah, obviously due to this. Now, anyway, so this is a screen, guys.
Yeah.
So this is the page we have. Okay, everyone. This is the page we have it. So can you see it? This is the page you have it where we are going to work. Can you see here, everyone? These are all the services, guys. Here you have Azure Databricks, which we are going to use its service. The main service is what? The Azure Databricks. But you want to see the storages here? See, as we have discussed that we have 9 plus storages are here. We have 90 plus storages are here, as we already discussed. I will show you the storages. What are the other storages we have it? How to see those storages? Click on the more services. On the corner, right corner, you have the more services. Can you see it? These are the storages we have it. So just check here, everyone. So you have AI plus machine learning services. Then you have the analytics services. Then you have compute services. And under the compute only, you have some of the storage services, such as you have SAP HANA in Azure. This is one of the storage. SAP HANA is the database of SAP. Then container storages are 11.
Sir, one question. Can I ask? Hello.
Yeah.
I thought the Databricks is third-party tool, right? I think it's available in the direct Microsoft services. I mean, you say that
Yes.
it will. So inbuilt feature for Azure or like external integration to Azure?
They have integrated with Azure because Azure is a cloud platform. So just integrated with Azure to make the users things available onto the cloud.
Okay. So like same way, will it available in Amazon as well? No need of integration with external.
Obviously,
Okay.
no. It will be available mostly.
Okay.
Some features will vary from Azure to Amazon. It will be
Mm-hmm.
not as it is. Okay, so you have to
Okay.
just okay. Anyway, so you have the container storages are 11. Again, you have what container storage means. Then databases are 19. So 19 plus 11, almost all 30 here only. Okay. Likewise, if you count it manually, okay, you will get definitely 90 plus storages you have it. And directly database storages are also here. I'll show you some storages. Can you see here? Storages 17. What's that? Again, you have 17 storages. 47. 47 storages. Here only you get it. Okay. So altogether you have what's it? 47. That means if you count it manually, guys, you get 90 plus storages. That's not an issue. Okay. So this is how we can move ahead with this, guys. So here I can say everyone. Okay. So this is nothing but basically, this is nothing but the portal.azure.com. So you start with the Azure Databricks. Here, can you see? If you could not find it here, you can type it here manually. You can type it here Databricks. Databricks. If you get the Databricks, here you can get it. And in the same way, Oracle database at Azure. That means you can also use the Oracle database in Azure as well. That means it has already integrated. So you can use Databricks. Okay. Get the Databricks here. Then afterwards, once it is done, guys, can you see here? This next one is. So how does the data pattern works? I will show you the structure, everything, and rest of the things we can discuss it tomorrow. Okay. So anyways, guys, I'll show you the Databricks, how the Databricks works here. Or we can say the Databricks properties as well. So we can say Databricks, guys, the first Databricks, everyone. The Databricks is nothing but basically it has the following properties to use in Azure. The first one is called as what? The first property here we can say, guys, resource group. And the next one you have it as what, guys, everyone? Uh, Workspace. That
Samir
means
seems
upon the...
screen got stuck.
Just a minute. I'm sharing it once again. Okay, you have what's it? Resource group, workspace, and then you have the cluster. Now you are able to see this
Yes.
cluster. And finally, you have the notebook. So guys, this is the hierarchy of the Azure Databricks session here. Okay. So all this, what is it, resource group, what is workspace, what is cluster, what is notebook, everything. Okay, that we will discuss it tomorrow, guys. From tomorrow, we'll start up the session. Okay, at the same 9 o'clock, guys. There will be no change in the timings. Okay, the timings will be the standard. Okay, so that's it. So what is resource group, everything we can discuss it. So overall, you can say this is the Azure Database properties. These are the Azure Database properties. We can discuss it. Okay. So that's it, guys. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll start the practicals. Okay. So that's it, guys, everyone. And you will have the that is nothing but link changed. From tomorrow onwards, you'll have a paid link. So all of you get that process done. Okay. That's it. And apart from this, if you have any doubt or any issues, so you can just directly contact me. This is my direct number. Okay, you can just contact me. This is my direct number, guys. You can have it. Okay. So that's it, guys, everyone, for the day. And now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, please.
It's not related to subject, sir, but thing is that I think I mean, overall strength seems to be very less. Will it be continue or will be?
No, it will continue. It will continue.
Okay, thank you.
That's they will take care of it. They will gather more people, by some other time they'll do it. No issues.
And Samir, you are going to explain ACD type 1, type 2 also, right?
Yes, yes. We will discuss it. Yes, slowly changing dimensions. I'll explain. In fact, we'll see the case study on that.
Son, one request that it is like Databricks is like third party tool, right? It will integrate with the multiple cloud platforms. So it is purely an Azure, right? If anything like comparable with AWS or some other GCP, just to trace that points.
Okay,
like
you mean to say across the cloud computing, huh?
Right.
No, definitely I'll do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, 1 or 2 exercises we can see that. That's not an issue.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you for the day. I'm just ending the class here. We'll continue tomorrow.
Okay, Sam. I will call you right now.
Sure, call me. Thank you.